Good Saturday morning and welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. This morning, I want to talk about Savon Haidider. I want to talk about the number one ranked running back in the class of 2026, a 5-star according to the On3 industry rankings. Charles Power over at On3 calls him a gifted runner with an advanced blend of athleticism, fluidity, and instincts. Andrew Ivins of 247 Sports calls him a juiced-up running back with star potential for a college football playoff contender, given the mix of his burst, power, agility, balance, and vision. Look, he's a playmaker. He is a game changer, a running back that this is what I believe. I think he could possibly do more in Josh Heupel's offense than both Jalen Wright and Dylan Sampson. You may be saying, Boogie, well, you're crazy. Did you see what Dylan Sampson did? Yes, I did, and I think Savon Haidider is elite. I've seen some of the experts, some of the insiders say that he could be the best running back in the last 3 to 4 cycles. He's that type of guy. He's that type of player, and you guys know the deal. We say it around here all the time. We're not experts. We're not insiders, and I go to Twitter. You guys call it Twitter, or do you call it X? I thought this was funny. Savon Haidider post. You can see Josh Newberg tweets out Michigan and Tennessee. That's who I am watching. Steve Wiltfong says, despite a visit to Ohio State, there's 2 teams at the top for the number one running back, Savon Haidider. You can see where Haidider himself, quote, tweets it. He says, where does this stuff come from? I've done 0 interviews. And, that's why when we talk about being experts and insiders, and there's certain guys out there that I trust. Steve Wiltfong is one of them. When it comes to Tennessee, I think Austin Price is the best in the business. You got a guy like Savon Haidider, and he's like, well, I've done 0 interviews. You shouldn't have any idea where my recruitment is at. Well, let's take a look at what Chad Simmons has said over at On3. He says he believes Ohio State is the team to beat. He says Michigan has been considered the top team, and they still are near the top, but I like Ohio State here coming off of spring visits to multiple schools. A lot could rest on the official visits, and Georgia and Tennessee are involved, but this is likely to come down to the Big Ten programs in Ann Arbor and Columbus. The Vols have to be looked at seriously as well. The meetings on official visits are expected to play a major role in the commitment. Steve Wiltfong at the same time said he was going with Michigan. He said Michigan, but I think that Ohio State had a great visit this spring. Georgia and Tennessee are obviously in the picture too, but I like the Wolverines at the top for Haidider, with the Buckeyes also pushing. Now, we know that VolQuest recently said that Haidider and Tennessee appear to be jiving really well lately. We saw Adam Gorney over at Rivals.com put in the prediction for the Vols to land the number one running back in the class of 2026. But when you look at these guys that are experts, they are insiders, it doesn't necessarily just come from the recruit. It doesn't necessarily just come from their conversations with the players. Now, sometimes it does, but these guys all have connections at Michigan, at Tennessee, at Ohio State, that they are reaching out and they're trying to gauge where this recruitment is at. Even though Savon Haidider says, I've done 0 interviews, somebody tell me the truth. Let's take a listen to what Steve Wiltfong had to say about this recruitment.
So who do you think stands at the top of this recruitment?
Still think it's Michigan and Tennessee when all said and done. Those are the programs I'm watching the most right now. I think they're the programs that will take that recruitment up another level from an NIL standpoint if they have to land one of the most coveted players on their board, respectively. Ohio State's running back room is loaded. There's a standard in that position room. Savon Haidider certainly fits that mold, a guy that they were able to show, look, this is how we develop guys. This is why we get the best out of him. But Tennessee and Michigan, they're no slouches in that department as well. I think Savon Haidider is the number one player overall on Michigan's board. He was at Tennessee last weekend for 865 Live. The Vols get the last official visit June 20th. Michigan gets the visit June 13th. Georgia's going to take their swing this weekend. Ohio State, great visit, I'm told, but the buzz for me still more around Michigan and Tennessee for Savon Haidider.
This one's going to come down to the wire here. I think it's huge. I think it's huge that we got the surprise visit, right, for 865 Live, Memorial Day weekend. Savon Haidider shows up on campus. Austin Price confirms it, says Haidider is in town. We're all freaking out. We're celebrating. This is huge. AB says, well, he's known for weeks that he was coming to 865 Live. He's just not a guy that's about the attention. That's why he doesn't do the interviews. That's why you don't see him out there talking. He doesn't care. He just goes about business. But it was huge to get that 865 Live visit, create some momentum going into the official visits. Again, he's already been to Ohio State. He's at Georgia officially this weekend, and then it comes down to Michigan on the 13th, and then Tennessee gets that final visit. Can they add the number one ranked running back in the class of 2026? I think they've got a shot. We're going to talk about a guy that's on campus at Tennessee right now. Officially, we're going to get into it. We got 7 official visitors on campus. Talked about Darius Gray yesterday. If you missed that video, go back and give it a watch. I may make another video later today. We shall see. Just a lot going on in the world of recruiting, but that baseball team is also playing later today. Before we get into the official visitor, do me a favor and smash the thumbs up down there below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. I would appreciate it. If it's your first time here on the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is exactly what you guys are. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live. We're live tomorrow, Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, playing EA Sports College football, but talking all things Tennessee football. We'll go live right after the baseball game tomorrow. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about recruiting, always a fun time. And then Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Talkin VAWLS live. Tennessee offensive lineman Sam Pendleton is going to be in the house. Come show up. 7 o'clock, show him some love. Very interactive live stream. Going to be a lot of fun, so come join us for that. But I want to talk about one of the top players in the state of Tennessee that is officially on campus visiting Tennessee as we speak. That is Joel Wyatt. He's listed as the 58th best player in the country overall, according to the On3 industry rankings. Number 4 is athlete. Number 2 in-state prospect for the state of Tennessee. Again, officially in town. He was here for 3 games alone last season. He was here for the Florida game, Alabama game, and Kentucky. He was in town for a junior day earlier this year. He was in town for 865 Live. He's been here a lot. He has been on campus a lot. Official visits, again, Tennessee this weekend. He'll visit Vanderbilt next weekend, and then Georgia on June the 20th. There is a newly updated scouting report. This just came out at the end of May from Cooper Pataglia, easy for me to say, Pataglia over at 247 Sports. But I'm going to roll some tape too. Let you guys take a look at some highlights here as we go through this scouting report from Cooper Pataglia. Says polarizing two-way athlete with a robust multi-sport background that possesses the ability to project to either side of the football at the next level. And that's part of the conversation here. Depending on where you're looking, some schools recruiting him to play wide receiver, some schools recruiting him to play in the secondary, and some schools like Tennessee is recruiting him to play that edge position, the length. Can he add enough weights? Listed at 6'4", 185 pounds. I think he can get that weight up. He's got a full senior season of high school to do that. But being recruited at different positions here, but depending on what school we're talking about, says he's a long, gangly mover, hovering around 6'4", 200, so already up to 200. That's as of May the 20th, so I'm not sure when the 185 came in. Says Wyatt operates with relative ease and athleticism on both sides of the ball while demonstrating the ability to chew up cushion quickly and navigate in and out of breaks efficiently at the wide receiver position. Says although he's still developing as a pass catcher, the top 247 Sports standouts, length, leaping ability, and open field elusiveness make him one of the more dynamic prospects in his position group. On defense, Tennessee native will situationally reside as an overhang safety, covering ground quickly while flashing natural instincts in run sport, but is primarily used as a 3-4 stand-up edge where his speed and athleticism are virtually impossible to defend for opposing offensive linemen. I like the sound of that. Goes on to say, although his collegiate position projection is still coming into focus, Wyatt unquestionably possesses the elite physical traits to play receiver or defensive back on Saturdays, while his lack of lower body mass will more than likely prevent him from playing any closer to the line of scrimmage. Either way, the top 247 Sports standout projects as an all-conference prospect at the Power 4 level with the potential to develop into an early NFL draft choice. That is, again, the updated scouting report just came out there towards the end of May. So, again, when we're talking about him being, playing that edge position, I like that he's already added that weight, right? Already up to 200 pounds from 185 there that you see on the profile. But again, we talk about the edge position. We talk about defensive line. I trust Coach G. I think Joel Wyatt is one of the top prospects in the state of Tennessee. We're talking about keeping the elite guys, the elite in-state guys, keeping those home, put up that wall. And I think that is exactly what is happening here. These are the most recent predictions from On3. Chad Simmons predicts Tennessee. He says Vanderbilt's putting up a fight. LSU is viewed as the biggest competition, but Tennessee is going to be tough to beat. He had a great time at 865 Live, and he will return for an official visit in June. That is happening now. Steve Wiltfong also agrees. The pick is Tennessee. Says the Volunteers currently have my On3 RPM. That's the Fong bomb for Joel Wyatt. If Tennessee recruits him correctly, then they will ultimately land him. He's a guy that could play multiple positions at the next level, but are you going to play him where he wants to play the most or where those around him think he'll be the most successful? LSU is a program that likes him at safety and is very real in his process. Tom Lloyd 247 Sports says it's hard to see the top 100 wide receiver Joel Wyatt picking another school other than Tennessee. Now, this was from VolQuest this morning or yesterday morning, heading into the weekend, heading into the official visit. VolQuest put out Tennessee has continued to put its best foot forward in the recruitment of Joel Wyatt, and we believe the Vols are doing well in a recruitment that he has continued to be tough to fill out. They will look to build on the momentum they gained from having Wyatt in town for 865 Live over Memorial Day weekend. So Joel Wyatt, similar to Savon Haidider, you go look at his Twitter, there's not a lot of talk. There's not a lot of buzz. There's not a lot of me, just a guy that kind of goes about his business. He is in town officially. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Savon Haidider? Saying, hey, I've not done any interviews. Where are you getting this information? But I think those guys have connections. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, make sure you smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also support by becoming a member of the channel. There's a link right down there below the video. It says join. It says join. You can become a member of this channel. You get custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, access to fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. There are links in the description below to do both of those things. If not, hit the thumbs up on the way out the door because it's quick, free, and easy. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.